Aloha pals, thank you for coming again. We are going to be speaking approximately Japanese banks and the connections to Ripple. Also, we are going to talk approximately Citibank and those connections to Ripple in addition to I were given a top-notch video here covered up so one can stick with me through this complete thing. Honestly, there may be a few without a doubt good information right here. So take a look at this smoke. I've also attempted to place my head across the fact that you realize the original internet become approximately voice and data. This is ready cost. You've got a rough estimate of ways a good deal large the sector of value is first 25 plus years of the net become basically simply video and voice and data. Honestly, it is certainly interesting that we're even discussing this because of the institutional webinar that I've become just looking inside the previous few days turned into discussing this precise subject matter, how they decide to invest in blockchain unicorns, and you already know. What's their intent and thesis in the back of making an investment in unicorns like Ripple and other companies of that type, and they stated Ripple particularly. And the only distinction that he made, which you recognize nonetheless, I still reflect on consideration on, is that Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, you already know they provide like enjoyment content, streaming services that has not anything to do with cash, you know, that path. They do matters at the aspect, however, they're not banks. They may be now not virtually centered on improving the price device, not targeted on enhancing the manner price moves. They simply attention on enhancing the way that their carrier receives to their clients and loyal purchasers. But while we talk approximately organizations like Ripple and Stellar, which are specializing in more important, more severe use case like bills, like transferring fee, like tokenization, when you compare that to the maximum valuable companies inside the international, like Microsoft at 3 trillion or Apple at 2 trillion in marketplace cap, those are the most valuable organizations in the world. We don't know any other corporation greater valuable than those groups. And groups like Ripple and organizations like Stellar are solving an issue that is bigger than the market has of all of these companies prepared.
Yeah.
So whilst you think of the valuation of a corporation that specializes in use case like bills and value rather than content material video offerings, the extent is already better than the most treasured agencies of nowadays. And who wouldn't have cherished to get into Apple or Amazon or Microsoft before their true capacity become found out to the sector? Guys like that is what we are speaking about right here. Okay, you realize while you're shopping for these virtual property, a number of these digital belongings like Ripple, Stellar, Algorand, these are going to be used. This is the new monetary infrastructure. It is the new economic infrastructure. And for the first actual time on your existence, you're going, which will very own a chunk of that financial infrastructure that banks and monetary establishments are going to begin using. The purpose that it hasn't occurred yet is due to Basel I framework. Banks need the framework to say this crypto isn't, you know, every crypto goes to have an extraordinary asset elegance. And depending on what asset magnificence that crypto is in, that bank may additionally or won't be capable of hold that. The financial institution additionally needs to keep coins reserves to again up that crypto. But believe it or not, over the following few years, your financial institution goes to begin imparting you crypto custody. That's in which I assume this is heading because they want to make cash.
Right.
Imagine your protection deposit packing containers at banks.
Right.
They make you understand it's no longer a ton of money. However, like I think I pay like $85 or $100 for my field proper, but consider them charging you already know 1% charge or 2% charge to keep and preserve your crypto safe. That is what they are going to do in my non-public opinion. And what? I understand I'm proper. I don't need anyone else to say, what's up, this banks want money, they need cash, they're visible how powerful these types of belongings are, and they're coming for it. The international's largest liquidity company, Citibank, ISO 20022, RX Border Payments Partnership, need to cross-border liquidity, XRP. This woman is the top of digital property at Citibank. Let me play this. So Ripple isn't always linked to the liability community proper. I've done the studies, I've gone through it. They are not linked through it. However, she changed into speaking about shifting tokenized assets, right? You did pay attention that right in City Companions with Medico to broaden institutional virtual asset custody capabilities. This is returned in 2022, and I know they've long gone through a few. You already know some hardships and some disagreements, however, I assume on the give up of the day. City is familiar with how powerful the generation that Medeco has, and in the event that they want to start moving tokenized cost at the rate of mile, they might be speaking to Ripple and to Medeco. And 91% of institutional buyers put money into layer 1 blockchain protocols. Securitize CEO says, I don't know. Anybody that makes use of a private blockchain, if they have a choice to use a public blockchain, Ripple XRP Ledger has positioned itself as a public chain that has among the quickest and low electricity and carbon impartial. Also take into account there are personal ledgers proper. Banks and imperative banks do now not want their transactions out in the open for humans to look up proper. So having private ledgers, you will get the high quality of each worlds for that. And I think it is very important. It says most institutional buyers, 81% said better records on crypto might lead them to make investments extra money into the gap. They're changed into one factor down here. What does this say? It says boost up the increase in boom liquidity with real-time cross-border bills agreement and new virtual asset capabilities powered by the predominant LL blockchain purpose constructed for finance. Ripple Presents Agency, company grade software program. Also, you've got Ripple working at the Bank of Georgia. I performed this clip, but let's play it again. Project is nicely. Still on the very initial degree, however, we are happy to announce that we invited well-known Ripple organization who helped us with the piloting level additionally will be advanced. But I would really like to peer Georgia like greater superior in terms of turning into middle hall fintech hub. There's quite a few international locations which are going to comply with match on this guy's proper. They need to emerge as a crypto hub. They see how a whole lot cash and cost is going into this. So consider other smaller countries like Georgia trying to do the equal issue. I'm positive Ripple is getting telephone calls day and night time. I would not be surprised in an hour or Ripple's working with like 40 or 50 central banks at that time. I just would not be surprised. It talks approximately forging in advance with crucial financial institution, digital currency, the humans as financial institution of China. The PBOC can also render agencies like Ripple, which uses the blockchain to facilitate border transactions, redundant intermediaries for change in the RMB. Also, here you have a list of companions. I did display this earlier than I assume in my Sensei chat. This was the BIs. You already know B is the BSEG member listing of direction. Ripple changed into the most effective blockchain agency that was invited to this. You have all of the listen, if you're the most effective blockchain infrastructure organization, and you've got essentially this is largely those entities clear most of the cash around the sector. They settle it proper. And if Ripple's in the identical room with all of these structures and these people, do you believe you studied they're making the ones connections? You better believe Brad Garlinghouse is shaking fingers, kissing toddlers, and doing whatever he wishes to make certain that people recognize how terrific the era is. Also, too, we knocked down Tether once more. And it does feel precise to be right above. Let's see how a lot more boom we will get. Ripple plus GRR, I'm sorry. And it says, Nukrum BBB, considered one of Turkey's biggest financial institution, is said to offer cryptocurrency buying and selling offerings. Interesting, we just pointed out this failed to we. BBA, certainly one of Turkey's largest financial institutions, is stated to provide cryptocurrency trading services. Can't say I didn't tell you this. I've been speaking about this for like 2 years proper. You recognize what is coming. Japanese banks will undertake XRP this year. XRP is turning off, leaping 10% inside the ultimate 24 hours, blah, blah. Why Japan, whole banking system about to plug into XRP ledger. So we need to speak about this unique aspect due to the fact there may be a few FUD in it, not FUD. However, there may be a few incorrect information going around the net proper now. And I need to go beforehand and clear up that during here to the nice of my capacity. So that is 80% of Japanese banks to undertake XRP by 2025 Sport Changer. Her finance Ripple partner, Trengelo, not like Bitcoin, which Chashi Takatawa describes as a lacking inherent value. XRP utilities driven call for underscores its long time capacity. Oh man, if you have not liked the video, please just like the video. Like it honestly does help me out and allows, it facilitates the channel grow. Please, thank you. Oh, additionally, we've one more day of Santa Bull. We had 10 signups the day prior to this in Kryptonaires, which became insane. I did amplify it for about 5 or 6 extra signups. Link down in the description. Use Santa Bull while you're sorting out. I suppose it is in all caps. You get 5 days loose and your first month is $25 to join our community.